Good morning and welcome to Sunshine Coast Hinterland. Today we're off to Brisbane where we're going to check out the views from Mt Coot-tha and walk across the natural landbridge to King Island. We are staying the night and tomorrow we'll be doing a tour of the Brisbane City Hall and the clock tower. Which is right there. We thought we were in the bright, breezy, colourful building next to us. Getting the code right was almost a sign of what we're about to face. So here we are. Inner city accommodation is not always that cheap. We've got a voucher and I wouldn't recommend staying here, but I'm going to show you around anyway. So we have a TV, a kitchen which on the website looked a lot newer than what it is, but hey, there's a fridge with plenty of space, freezer which we always look for, carrying our chili bin of goodies. We have to watch the step into the bathroom, toilet, shower, a bit old and clean but not well maintained, but hey. The air conditioning, this could be interesting because this could be a bit noisy to sleep with. We are off to have a look at Mt Coot-tha. There's a look out there that we're going to check out. Back across this bridge which was called the Story Bridge.
Yeah, right on 5 o'clock Friday rush hour in the middle of traffic.
JC Slaughter Falls, 500 metres. This is what we're looking for. 330 metres. JC Slaughter Falls. Depending on how much rain we've had, of course, depends on how impressive these waterfalls can be. Oh look, there's a view up there. We'll go and have a look at that. We're at the JC Slaughter waterfalls and there's not a lot of waterfalls, but it's still pretty. Mt Coot-tha Summit Lookout. So there is a lone eucalyptus tree up here somewhere, hence why they call it One Tree Hill. That's a nice view. The first recorded view of the Brisbane River. Oh, that's the Moreton Bay settlement. 1911. Victoria Bridge. Mt Coot-tha Lookout is the highest point in Brisbane with stunning views of the city and Moreton Bay. There are a number of walking tracks and mountain bike trails leading from the lookout. The trees were all removed in the late 1830s apart from one tree that was left as a reference point for surveyors. This initially gave the mountain the name One Tree Hill. In 1995, the lookout was placed in the Permanent Heritage Register as a place of cultural significance. And there's always somewhere to eat. We are now on our way to King Island at Wellington Point, which has a bit of interesting history. Also, you can only get to King Island at certain times of the day.
Right.
Test, mate. Take a breath. Nice with mouth, please. All good.
The drive to Wellington Point from Mt Coot-tha is about 38 kilometres. Driving through the city, we get a chance to take in some city sights. We need to be there towards low tide. You'll find out why soon. Wellington Point is a popular seaside suburb in the Redlands region, Brisbane. It's known for its unique walk to King Island at low tide. Wellington Point to King's Island. We are now walking from Wellington Point over to King's Island. There is a natural land bridge that appears every 24 hours, I guess, at low tide. I'm not sure how much time you have each side of the tide to walk across, but it's about 5 o'clock now, and I think low tide is 6 to 6:30 p.m. It's probably about 1 kilometre each way, so probably about 15 minutes walk. King's Island was once the home for a family for medicinal reasons in the early 1900s. Over in the distance there, Brisbane Port. somewhere on this island, the Phillips family lived in a temporary shelter on a sand dune. Because back in those days, it was believed that polio was best treated with salt water. And Mr. Phillips commuted from here to Brisbane because of the natural land bridge. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. A little island with a big history. Here it is. Between December 1904 and April 1906, the Phillips family of 7 children and a maid lived on King Island. On medical advice, they moved to the island so their daughter Jo, a polio sufferer, could bathe daily in the salt water. Their temporary dwelling consisted of a main sleeping marquee with a wooden floor and a bell tent for the 3 older boys. Walking back now to Wellington Point. Someone's cooking a nice dinner. The Wellington Point jetty, as you can see, is a popular spot for fishing. There are many things of interest to do in Brisbane City. First, it's always good to get a photo of the colourful Brisbane sign. And there you'll see the Neville Bonner Bridge and the sky deck that we did in another video. We've been here before. If you remember, right opposite the Ferris wheel is the steps to one of Brisbane's newest pedestrian bridges. We're now walking across the Neville Bonner Bridge, heading towards the City Hall clock tower. No, it's still not open today. I'm not having much luck with that Commissariat Store Museum being open. Let's duck in behind the Treasury building. This 4-storied masonry building occupies an entire city block. It was built between 1886 and 1928 and is constructed in Halidon sandstone. King George Square. We're heading that way.
Oh, it's a park, is it?
Oh, quite cute. Maniacs X-rowing. Brisbane City Hall, Brisbane City Clock Tower. We're heading up there shortly. And this is the Peachtree Tableau. One of Brisbane's earliest settlers. These two lions outside the City Hall were designed to form a part of the King George V Memorial following his death in 1936. Brisbane City Hall has a clock tower tour and a museum tour. This is free to book online, although you do need to book. Hi there. We've organised a clock tower tour and a Brisbane City Hall tour. Okay, thank you. Impressive in here. Wow, this building resonates the quality of the building materials used. Beautiful marble stairs. The marble for this staircase was sourced from the same quarry as the St. David statue in Italy. Check those out. Sally Ann Atkinson. Oh, yeah. Lord Mayor of Brisbane from 1985 to 1991. He's who the tunnel's named after, Clem Jones Tunnel. Brisbane's longest serving mayor. Officially opened in 1930. Sir Thomas Brisbane, born at Brisbane House, Largs, Scotland. This door, referred to the Largs door, comes from the main entrance to the Brisbane House.
We need to see what every single one of our honourable ancestors saw when they looked at creation. Maintenance and care for all life-giving force.
Hello, you know, I got everybody here, I'll sit down on that land. And what about
Okay, just mind your step on your way in. Thank you. So this is the original elevator from 1930 when the building was first opened. So it's 95 years old this year. We will go past the clock faces shortly and just pass them quickly as we go up. And on the way back down, we can stop there for a minute and have another look at those.
These stones were first laid in 1917. Wow, this is beautiful. Apparently this auditorium has been used in films such as Thor Ragnarok and Inspector Gadget 2. I haven't seen any of these movies. Have you?
Purposes, and unfortunately it is down here where not a lot of people can see it unless you come on the tour. This one itself is being eaten away as well by all the minerals and all the actual. So upstairs we have the replica, but this is the real soldiers' wall that we have here in the building. Dutch soldiers as well. So kind of a few from all over. So you can see, so some of them, you can tell the Australian soldiers. So the Australian soldiers, their registered numbers have BX or QX. Yep.
Now we will take a look at the Brisbane Museum. These photographs showcase the history and culture of Brisbane. Oh wow, that's an old camera. Is that something like a Kodak #1 camera? Okay, so now I'm tempted. What's inside this? Tipro Gargan. Isn't that one of the glass mountains? This is looking out towards the top of the copper dome. I know it doesn't look very coppery. I forgot to adjust my camera settings, didn't I, back from the indoor settings I just used. Finding our way out of the Brisbane City Hall, we find a few more interesting things to look at. Who remembers these old school desks? And here we have the foundation stone of the town, well, it's called the City Hall. These sculptures in George Street are the city roos made up of scrap metal. I think they're pretty cool. It's time to head back to our slightly shabby accommodation. We will now walk up the Queen's Garden side of the Treasury building. Here she is, Queen Victoria, Queen's Gardens. Monument of Memory, dedicated to 70,000 women who served Australia. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. I never quite know with museum tours if they are of interest or not. I do think though if you're in Brisbane City, the Brisbane City Hall is worth checking out with the clock tower tour and the museum tour. Please like and subscribe. See you soon.